Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have the best episode of CS Sports Talk of all time today. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is so good. And we spent about 2 hours preparing for this episode. I mean, at least the whole episode is going to be NFL predictions, NFL preview. We literally predicted everything, the whole season, Super Bowl, playoffs. I mean, it's so good. Just wait. You need to watch this entire video. If you're an NFL fan, send it to your other NFL fan friend. I mean, let's go. I'm so juiced for this episode. And we're juiced.
I mean, I'm so excited. We gave everything from coach of the year to Super Bowl winner to who's performing at the halftime show. If anything you want about the NFL season, we got it in this episode. So, And if you're new, because I feel like this title might bring in some new viewers, just hit that subscribe button. Get us to 60 subscribers. We're one away. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we are with our official predictions from CO Sports Talk. So, I mean, let's
go. Yeah. Holy fucking smokes, I got my money up.
Let's go.
Took me a while. Let's get right into it with the AFC.
All right, AFC West. Here we go. Oliver, you start.
So, winning the division and getting the overall 1 seed, I got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a Super Bowl loss. They're hungry for blood. They want to win badly. They want to, start and secure the dynasty that they definitely are capable of having. Second, maybe a hot take, I'm not sure, the Broncos. And they also secure the last wild card spot, the seventh seed. This defense is crazy good. Drew Lock, if he's awful again this year, this probably won't come to be, but it won't come to fruition if he's bad again. But if he just has a mediocre season, I think with the weapons around him, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, and this great defense, I think they're destined to have a great year. And then number 3, I have the Chargers, who I just are a bit overrated to me. New coach. I like Brandon Staley. I just don't know how it's going to work. Justin Herbert's obviously phenomenal, but other than that, the defense, they Melvin Ingram left. Joey Bosa's there. And the secondary is pretty good, but Derwin James is coming off injury. So it's just a lot of shakiness there, and they're not going to be as good as a lot of people think. And then the Raiders at 4th, who just have an awful defense. Derek Carr's not that good. It's going to be definitely a down year for the Raiders.
I think the Chargers win this division. I think the Chiefs have a down year. They've had 3 good straight years. Mahomes still has a good year. Has a down year, though. So, yeah, I think the Chargers are going to have an amazing season. It reminds me a lot of, the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs, this Chargers team going into this year. They got a second-year quarterback. Well, I mean, technically Mahomes was a third-year quarterback at that time, but it was a second-year starter, that second-year Lamar team. I mean, just like they got their second-year player, I think, well, we'll get to it, but I think
but they don't have
a huge year. Maybe
they don't have Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill on the team.
Dude, I think Keenan Allen is just as good as Tyreek Hill, and I think that their defense is better than people are giving them credit to. Their secondary is very solid. They just drafted one of the rookies that I think that has a chance to compete for the defensive player of the year, and Asante Samuel Jr. The kid can frankly play. Kenneth Murray's a beast, and obviously Joey Bosa is a beast. So we will see, but I think the Chargers are going to win this division. We'll go like 13-4, 14-3 maybe. They're going to ball out. I mean, I love their new coach. Chiefs still going to make the playoffs. They're going to be the best team. I mean, I think they're going to have a better record than the Titans, who are going to be the 4th seed. And then the Broncos, I agree, are better than everyone thinks. I think they're just going to miss out of the playoffs, maybe be the 9th best team. And the Raiders, I think it's the end of the Gruden era and the Carr era. I think they're going to go like 5-12. I mean, I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
And I think they'll move on from their QB and coach.
Yeah, I agree. And now we got the AFC South. It's a pretty weak division, I'm going to be honest. But the Titans are the strongest team here. And I think with Trevor Lawrence and the weapons he has around him now, with the addition of Marvin Jones Jr., Laviska Shenault's bound to have a breakout season. I think it could be a pretty good Jaguars team. And there's just a lot of question mark about this Colts team. The ground game is going to be solid with 3 great running backs they have there, with Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor, and Naheem Hines. But the quarterback situation is like really shaking to me. Carson Wentz is not the real deal, and he's very injury prone. And then he has no weapons around him. I mean, T.Y. Hilton's not the same. Michael Pittman's only going to be in his second year. yeah, so I'm just not very confident about this Colts team. Their defense is going to be good, and then the Texans are going to be the worst team in the league this year, without a doubt. Deshaun Watson's not going to be playing. Davis Mills is probably going to be the starting quarterback. The defense is awful. The offensive is awful. New coach, and Romeo Crennel. I believe.
No,
It's
he's the Ravens wide receiver coach. Terrible hire.
yeah, I don't know, some random coach, and so yeah, Texans are going to be awful. I think everyone can agree on that.
Yep. I got the Titans winning the division as well. I think Henry's going to ball out again. I think Tannehill is a very underrated quarterback in this league. You know, they got Julio Jones, they got AJ Brown still. Defense is questionable though, but I still think they're going to win the division. The Colts are, great run game, pretty solid defense with Darius Leonard, DeForest Buckner. But, the passing game is very questionable. So I think that they're going to miss the playoffs because of this. They're just going to be out, but they're going to get second in this division. They're just an interesting team. I think Ellinger could be pretty good. I mean, he could even compete for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but time will tell. I think they're leaning towards Jacob Eason right now to play the first 5 games when Wentz is hurt and Quentin Nelson's hurt. And the Jags, I think Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they'll win about like 7 games, 8 games. And next year, I think they're going to be competing. They'll make the AFC Championship, AFC Divisional. I think he'll just be like Herbert this year. It's hard to do as your rookie year, but I think they're the real deal. The Jags are looking good. They got 2 good running backs, got a good quarterback. So, I think they're pretty solid. And Marvin Jones is the real deal, in my opinion. Their defense is shaky, though. And the Texans, like you said, they're not going to be good. I think Davis Mills will play at least 10 games for them due to, Watson not being able to play, him getting injured, or him holding out, just having beef with the team. I think that, I think Mills will play 10 games, and I think he'll do really well, actually. I really do. I think he'll almost be a little bit like Herbert from this year or last year, where his team isn't very good, but he plays really, really well, and people are going to be surprised. There's a chance that the Texans see him after this year, and he's their franchise QB. He's not mobile, but he has an amazing arm, and he's kind of like Big Ben. I think this guy could be the real deal, Davis Mills. So you'll see later. I'm really high on him.
And that's a big praise from a Cal fan, guys. Stanford player Davis Mills. So
and he was awful at Stanford. He literally lost a Cal. So whatever. But
there you have it. There's got to be some backlash to it. AFC North. This is going to be a juggernaut division. There's 3 teams you can see winning this division. 2 of them more likely than the third, for me at least. And I have the Browns winning this. I can see the Ravens win it too, but I think this is now the Browns era. A lot of young stars on that team, and I think they're going to be pretty good. They're one of the best offensive lines in the league with Wyatt Teller leading the way there. He was the best offensive lineman last year, and along with Kevin Zeitler. And then Ravens at 5. Lamar Jackson had a bit of a down year, but I think he's going to bounce back. He just needs more weapons around him, but they got better with Rashad Bateman there. And he obviously has big Mark Andrews to throw to. So good team there. Steelers, we saw kind of the real Steelers team. They started off 11-0, and then they just started losing a lot. And Big Ben's not what he used to be. We could see Dwayne Haskins this year. But I don't think the Steelers are going to be that good at all. Maybe 8-9, 9-8. And then for the Bengals, I think the Bengals are going to be pretty awful. Even with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's looked shaky so far in preseason and camp, and this offensive line is just non-existent. He's just going to tear his ACL again. Defense isn't good besides Jesse Bates. So, yeah, it's not a very good Bengals team.
Yeah, first I got the Browns, just like you, being the 3 seed. I think they're balling out. They got a top 5, maybe top 10 QB in Baker Mayfield on their team. I think they got someone that has a chance to win Offensive Player of the Year in Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt, another great running back. They got a really good receiving core. So, I think this Browns team is the real deal. I think they're going to win the division, pretty easily. Browns fans should be excited. Not this year. Next year, I think they'll be in the Super Bowl. So, get ready, Browns fans. The future is bright. At 2, I got the Ravens just beating out the Bengals. Just beating them out. I think Lamar's a little bit washed, but this team's all right. They got a really good defense, I must say. They got some young cats and Patrick Queen. Marlon Humphrey, I think, is probably one of the best corners in the league right now. He's so underrated because He's just so good. And but yeah, I just don't love this Ravens team. I mean, I don't know. Who do they got? Like Gus Edwards in their backfield, but whatever. We'll get to it. And the Bengals at 3. I love this Bengals team. I think they got the offensive player of the year, Joe Mixon, in their backfield. I mean, definitely a top 5 running back, top 3 maybe, top 2 maybe. I mean, dude, he's so good. And then they got Joe Burrow, who I'm still believing. I mean, come on, it's his second year. I think Joe Burrow was fine last year. And then they got some really underrated receivers. Like T. Higgins had a great year last year. Jamar Chase is a bust. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Jamar Chase, but I think they're gonna make the playoffs. This Bengals team's on the come up.
Tyler Boyd.
And then I agree with you on the Steelers. I think they're gonna be like the Texans. I think they're gonna be god awful. I think Big Ben's gonna get hurt. Dwayne Haskins is gonna be riding it out the rest of the year. I don't think they're very good at all. So yeah, Steelers will not be in the playoffs this year.
Yep. I think we can agree on that. But yeah, Bengals offense besides offensive line is pretty good. They have 3 solid receivers with Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins, but that offensive line, man, it's probably the biggest part of the offense. And it's
I think if they take Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase, I have them at 2 instead of in the Ravens.
If they take Penei Sewell, I might have them in the series switch. I think that's how big of a mistake that was. All right, AFC East. Here we go. This is the division that my team is in, New England Patriots. But I got the Bills winning division. You know, they're one of the best teams in football. I think they're the second best team in football. And I don't know, they're just Josh Allen is maybe primed to have an MVP kind of season this year. Stephon Diggs really broke out in a huge way last year, even more so from what he already was, which was a great receiver. And so I think this Bills team is really, really good. And I think they'll run away with this division, probably winning, 13, 14 games. And then after them, I have the Patriots probably going like 10-7, 11-6 maybe. Cam Newton seems to be, it's just preseason, but he's looked great in preseason, hopefully kind of regaining some of his form. And if not, we have Mac Jones, first-round pick. But the rest of this team is really solid. The running back group is spectacular, especially with Ramondre Stevenson playing like he is. And this defense is going to be one of the best units in football. And they probably have the best offensive line in football if they're healthy. I know I sound biased right now, but I think this Patriots team is going to have a really big bounce back year. So I have them up 2 and grabbing the 6th seed. And then at 3, the Dolphins, again, I think they get unlucky and they miss the playoff by just a bit. I think they're the 8th best team in the AFC. And then the Jets, I just not that sold in the Jets. Even if Zach Wilson has a good year, they are the worst team in this division.
Yeah, I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC by far, and they ball out. I think they're going to win 14 games this year, maybe in 15, 16. They're so good. Josh Allen's just going to keep getting better. It's 4th year for him, I believe, 4th or 5th. Yeah, 4th year for him. Stephon Diggs, one of the best receivers in the game. Zach Moss, expect him to have a pretty big year, I think he's a pretty underrated back. And then they have a solid defense. They got Tre'Davious White, one of the best corners out there. Micah Hyde, ages like fine wine at this point. The kid can play. They just got a solid D. Love him. Jordan Poyer, don't forget about him. And they got a solid linebacker crew, those white boys, AJ Klein. The kid can play.
AJ Klein. Jermaine Evans, man. Or it might be
exactly.
Terrell, I don't know. One of the Evans twins.
Yeah. Still got Marcel Darius. Come on. This Bills team's raw. But yeah, so I got the Bills winning easily. Then I got the Pats just missing out on the playoffs. I actually believe what you're saying a little bit. It's just the QB play. I'm not 100% trusting.
Makes sense. And the wide receiver play.
I could see all 3 of them, Stidham, Newton, and Jones starting games for them this year. Yeah, and exactly. The wide receivers are awful. But it's interesting to see how this Pats team is going to run that double tight with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to do that. Is Kendrick Bourne going to be like their main receiver though? Like for the Niners, he's probably our 3rd or 4th guy. But
it could be Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, that doesn't cut it. So we'll see. I think this Pats team has a chance to compete though. I think they're going to get 8th or 9th. Them and the Colts, will be battling out the Bengals. So yeah, and the Jets I got at 3, and that's mainly just because I'm not a believer in Tua Tagovailoa or whatever his name is. I think the Dolphins suck. I think Tua is just not it, man. I thought Fitz was better than him last year. I like Tua. I don't like. Well, I like him as a person, great guy and all, but I just don't think he's it. Like the lefty QB doesn't draw me. I didn't think he was good at all last year. Hope he proves me wrong. I like how they added Will Fuller to their team, but I just don't think the Dolphins are it. I like B-Flow as a coach, though. I don't know, man. But I think this Jets team isn't terrible. Zach Wilson, I think, is pretty good. They got a solid defense, actually. And I think a guy that's going to ball out this year, shout out Will Maxwell, is, he was drafted from Baylor last year, Denzel Mims. I think people forgetting about him. I think he's going to have a really solid year for the Jets. So, yeah.
No, I agree with that. And about the Dolphins, I think this is a really good team. Besides the question marks at quarterback. I mean, Tua either is going to have a breakout year or he's going to play like he did in the small sample size of last year. I'm not really sure. I think they would have made the playoffs if they kept Fitzpatrick in the whole time and didn't bench him for Tua. But I don't know. We'll see. But I think they're the third or fourth. I mean, I don't think they're worse than the Jets. Like I don't really agree with you there, but I mean, who knows? Zach Wilson could have a great year. Denzel Mims, like you said, is a really good player. Elijah Moore, good player.
Oh yeah, Elijah Moore, take him in fantasy.
Facts. Michael Carter at UNC, good player. All right. Just because he's on my team. All right, NFC West. This is where Casey's team is, the 49ers. So I got the Rams getting that 2 seed behind, you'll see. And then the 49ers getting that first wild card seed at number 5, because I think they're just there with the for best team in this division. And Seahawks, I have at 3 and Cardinals at 4. Those can switch though. Those, I think there's the top half of the NFC West, they can flip flop, and the bottom half they can flip flop. But I think those are the 1, 2, 3, 4. And so yeah, I think the Rams defense will carry them. Matt Stafford's a really good quarterback, surrounded by Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, Cooper Kupp, and 49ers. The only question marks we have is, or not we, you guys have, is quarterback. Trey Lance could be a great rookie, or he could go to Jimmy G. But other than that, it's a really, really good team. And then Seahawks, this defense is just awful. But with Russell Wilson teams, you can never count them out. You just can't. And with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Chris Carson returning, it's going to be a good offense, just a bad defense. And then Cardinals, I think it's a really good team, honestly.
Best fourth place team ever, huh?
Yeah, they're going to be the best fourth place team ever. I think every team here is going to have a winning record if that's possible. I think it's possible, yeah. So, yeah, it's a really good team. It just sucks they're in this division.
Yeah. As much as the average rookie quarterback goes into a situation where his team sucks, his line sucks, this is not the case for Trey Lance. His team was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago and had just a couple injuries, and they traded for the pick. So Trey Lance is a very lucky man going into a situation where it's already built. But I do think some worries will be for the Niners, but I do think they're going to win their division pretty close, actually. But I believe that Jimmy G's going to start 8 games. Trey's going to start 8 games. They're both going to struggle a little. They're both going to strive a little. And then in the playoffs, we'll get to that. I'm worried as a Niners fan for the playoffs. But I think we're going to win the division. I think that just the defense is very solid. Fred Warner is one of the best players. The D-line is very solid, and with Nick Bosa, if he can stay healthy, obviously. So, yeah, I think this Niners team's good. They're one of the best coaches, one of the best systems there is. I'm staying positive. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get Johnny Macris mad here in the comments. But, yeah, I mean, Johnny, I got us being second best team in NFC. Come on, relax. I got the Rams at 5. I think the Rams are going to be very good. I think they'll have a better record than the Cowboys, who I have getting 4th. Sorry to spoil. But, yeah, I think this Rams team's good. I think Stafford's going to kill it. I think Cooper Kupp is not very good for, the best receiver. I think Goff carried him. But, I think it sucked that what's-his-name got hurt, Cam Akers. I think that was a big blow for them, but their defense is good. The Rams are going to be a solid team. I got them going far. The Cardinals at 3, I think, are also an extremely solid team. I think Kyler Murray is going to continue to get better. I think DeAndre Hopkins is the real deal. If he gets vaccinated, that may be even better. By the way, sports stock supports that. So give us money, Biden, because you said you would give people money if they say get vaccinated, and we're supporting it. But, yeah, so I got Cardinals at 3. I think they're a solid team. And the Seahawks, I think, are terrible. I don't think they're going to go 500 or better. I think Russell Wilson is washed. I think maybe Russell Wilson era is done. I mean, I'm being serious. I think the Russell Wilson era is done in Seattle. It's just not the same anymore. I think those 3 events, Wilson, the Seahawks aren't the same. So, yeah, Seahawks fans, I mean, moment, ooh, so scared.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
Seahawks not going to cut it this year. I don't think their defense is good anymore. Like, who do they have, especially after their best defensive player got hurt yesterday in the preseason, probably towards ACL after the year, and Bember Curvin. So, yeah, Bember Curvin,
Yeah,
number 55.
SHP alum. Bobby Wagner. Yeah, it's just not a very good defense because they lost their best corner in Shaquille Griffin to the Jaguars. So
Yeah, and Jamal Adams is kind of mid tier.
I had Jamal Adams, Blitz boy. All right, NFC South, the weakest division in football, in my opinion. Three teams that won't. Maybe the Panthers go 500, but for me, three teams that go under 500. And they can't go 500, but Buccaneers 1 seed, just won the Super Bowl, and they got even better. They didn't lose any key pieces. So Tom Brady doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing down. So for now, I'm not going to pull him out of that number one spot. Panthers 2, Sam Darnold, we'll see what he does. I think he can reinvent his career here in Carolina with stuff he got around him. It's just a better system for him than New York. And then 3, Falcons, Kyle Pitts. I love that pick. Losing Julio, but Calvin Ridley's shown that he can be a number one receiver on a team, but this defense is flat out awful. And Saints, Brian. I think they're going to be pretty darn bad. Jameis Winston at the helm. And if he doesn't play well, who are you going to put in? Taysom Hill?
Ian Book.
Okay, that's still not good. No offense.
He made the college football playoffs twice.
Okay, that's college football. And so, yeah, this defense is all right, but it's just, I don't really like this team at all. I just don't think they're going to be that good.
All right. Buccaneers, ladies and gentlemen, time after time, Tom Brady wins these Super Bowls, and then he's going to struggle in the regular season somewhat. He'll still win his division, but it's going to remind me of the countless years we saw in New England where he would win the Super Bowl and then he would lose all these like random games. Everyone would be like, is it not legit? So I think they're going to get the 3 seed, like remember when they lost that Thursday Night Football opening game to the Kansas City Chiefs and everyone was freaking out.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's over because we got blown out.
Yeah, I think we'll be like that a little bit. It's not yeah, I don't think they'll be the 1 or 2. I think they'll be the 3. I think they'll still win it because their division is pretty weak. But yeah, so the Buccaneers, I think the Rams may have a better record than them. But yeah, so the Buccaneers they'll still win. Brady's not going to put up the stats, but we all know that they'll still win though. They're a very good team, great defense. At 2 though, I got the Panthers. I think Darnold is going to be raw, and if he's not, PJ Walker is the real deal. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, they got 2 QBs that can run that, and they got Robbie Anderson who can play. I mean, take him as a wide receiver 2 on your fantasy teams, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the kid can play. He can frankly play. And then they just drafted J.C. Horn. They got a good secondary. So yeah, I like this Panthers team a lot. And for the Saints, I don't got them making the playoffs, but I think Jameis Winston is better than people think. I still a believer in Jameis. Yeah, and if not, they got Buck.
If the turnovers were a problem again, then they're not going to be a good team.
And I think this is Matt Ryan's last year. Maybe I think they'll still be like good. Like they'll win like 7 games or 6 games. The Falcons, but like Ridley, I don't know. Russell Gage, pick him fantasy as a sleeper, but yeah, whatever. Falcons are mid-tier. Most sackable QB of all time, Matt Ryan.
Most so sackable. NFC North, another pretty good division. Wow, you don't have the Vikings making the playoffs. I think the Vikings are a really good team. I have them getting 2nd and getting that 6th seed, but Aaron Rodgers is returning. The man is a bit of a Karen, bossing everyone around there.
Karen? What do you mean? You mean the most talented player of all time?
He complains when like a 7th string wide receiver gets cut because he didn't make the decision.
Good. So, he deserves to make the decision. He's the best player of all, most talented player of all time.
So Karen Rodgers is still leading the team over there, and but I think him and Devontae Adams is a lethal connection. They re-signed Aaron Jones, so yeah, that's still gonna be a good team. But yeah, I think they'll get 1st, and then 2nd Vikings. I think Vikings are really good. Like they have a really good defense. Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith. It's a really good team. And then Bears. I mean, I think Andy Dalton's gonna start the season and then get benched like week 3 for Justin Fields. And oh my God, Justin Fields! And then Justin Fields will have like a rough start, but then get in the groove of things. But Bears are just kind of a mess season. Like,
yeah, it's a rebuild.
Like 7-10. maybe 6-11. And then Lions, we'll see how Jared Goff plays. I'm rooting for Jared Goff. I am.
Are you though?
I am. I don't mind Jared Goff. And and I like the Lions too. I think that's why. Because the Lions are just kind of likable because they're so bad all the time. Worst franchise in history. So go Lions, but I think they finished 4th.
All right. The Packers are going to be the best team. I think they're going to go 17-0. I mean, I just love this team.
You like the Packers more than the 49ers, bro. I swear to God.
No. I think the Packers are going to go 17-0. I don't think they're going to lose a game. I mean, they got Aaron Rodgers under the helm, best quarterback in the league. They got 2 of the best running backs in the league in A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. I mean, okay, come on. Can that get better? And then that's like the definition of it, A back, B back. A.J. Dillon, power back. And then they just got the GOAT, Aaron Jones. And then they got the best receiver in the league casually in Devontae Adams. And their defense is very solid. I mean, Jaire Alexander, best corner in the game, some say. I mean, they got some guys that can ball out on that D-line. I mean, for instance, Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith. I mean, the Smiths can ball out. This Packers team is going to
Kenny Clark, one of the best T tackles in the game.
And Kevin King is better than people give him credit for. I know we've messed up in that game, but I mean, come on, this Packers team is good. You're going 17 though. The Vikings. I just every year they're just on the cusp every year. Like, I think they're gonna go 10-7, 11-6. But this Lions team is going to be so much better than people are giving credit for. I think they're going to be 1 game behind the Vikings. Like, seriously, this Lions team is going to be close to making the playoffs. And if they get some receivers, I think Jared Goff is the future there.
That's the thing. They don't have any receivers.
You don't understand how much this pained me to not put them in the playoffs. Like, I'm rooting for them. Everyone's going to hold me accountable when the Lions make the playoffs. No. I'm saying now they can't, and I'm rooting for them to make the playoffs more than anything else on this entire predictions. Okay? So don't give me that. When the Lions make the playoffs, I'm here saying they will. So, yeah, Jared Goff, so good. I mean, come on. And the Bears, they got 3 solid QBs in Nick Follies, Andy Dalton, and Justin Fields. I think they're all going to start a bit. But, yeah, it's a rebuilding year in Chicago. All right, on to the NFC East.
For sure. NFC East.
NFC East.
Yeah, I mean, this division just sucks.
I hate 3 of the 4 teams.
I don't even want to talk about the division. I honestly hate this division. They're going to have some Sunday night games that's between this division. When I see Giants, Eagles, and Sunday Night Football, I'm not watching. Or Cowboys, Giants or something, bro. No thanks. But football team are the best team in the division. Ryan Fitzpatrick, who just had a great year last year when he played with Miami. This defense is phenomenal. Not that many big names on it. This D-line is great. But they just play really well as a unit. And yeah, so I have them finishing first, Cowboys second. I think Dak Prescott has a phenomenal year like he was bound to have last year. He's a top 8 quarterback in my opinion. And then Giants at 3. Daniel Jones is getting a little underrated now because he just gets hated on so much. I don't think he's that bad, and he's pretty fast too. And then Eagles at 4. Eagles are gonna win 2 or 3 games. This Eagles team is awful.
Yeah. I mean, I agree there. Yeah, so Cowboys, it's a Sunday night. You finish your homework, you're eating dinner with your family, turn on the TV, it's Giants Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. You hear Al Michaels. I mean, you just turn the TV off. Oh my God, if I see a Giants Cowboys, Eagles Giants, Giants Eagles.
This is the worst.
Not at all. But yeah, Cowboys, I think, is a solid team. I love this team. I mean, Dak Prescott is the GOAT. I love the guy. CeeDee Lamb, Boomer Sooner is a baller, and then in the backfield, everyone knows I'm not a Zeke guy, but what I am is I'm a Tony Pollard guy, and the guy can ball out. On their defense, they got Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, and Micah Parsons, all in the linebacking core. I mean, the team, they can flat out play. I like this Cowboys team a lot. I think
secondary is a big question mark, though.
It is, but I mean, I do think Trevon Diggs is not terrible. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what they can do. They have an easy division. I think the football team will be close, but they're not quite going to make it. But I am rooting for the football team. So just like the Lions. Giants and Eagles, I don't give a shit about. Giants, yeah, I got them getting 3rd. Eagles, Boomer Sooner, love you, Jalen Hurd, but I got them winning 2 games.
Yeah, facts.
Playoff time.
Alrighty, and here we are. It's playoff time, baby. Chiefs They get a bye because they're my 1 seed. Titans, Ravens. I feel like they match up twice a year, like every year for some reason. The Titans usually have the edge, but I'm going Ravens here. I think the Ravens finally figure out the game plan to stop Derrick Henry.
Well, the Ravens got him last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's true. But like before that, I think they get
yes.
Bills, Broncos. Easy for Bills. They cruise. They win by 20. Browns, Patriots. As much as it pains me, I don't think we're a match for this Browns team. And I think we're going to be a pretty good team this year, like I said. But I think our season comes to an end at the helm or at the hands of the Cleveland Browns, which is kind of sad to say.
Yeah, I mean, respect for not being biased, I guess. All right, Casey's first round matchups. The Bills getting a bye in the AFC. The Titans playing the Chiefs, the 4v5. The Titans are going to win this. Psych, they're going to lose to the Chiefs. Everyone's going to be saying, as I said earlier, the Chiefs are going to have a better record than the Titans, but due to the NFL stupid playoff rules, the Titans are going to be able to host them in Nashville, but I still think the Chiefs are going to win this. I mean, Mahomes has so much more experience in the playoffs than almost anyone else does. Tannehill still has a good amount of experience. I'm sorry, I just feel bad the Titans are going to lose this game.
So ridiculous looking at the Chiefs with the 5 next to them, man.
So the Chiefs are going to advance. They're going to play the Bills. And the other two, I hope you guys aren't cheating and looking ahead. Let me explain it. The Chargers and the Bengals. Oh my God, that matchup is so beautiful to me. The Chargers and the Bengals mixing versus Herbert. My two, love them. But I got the Chargers winning it in SoFi Stadium. I mean, Bengals, what a season you guys had. The future is bright. You got, one of the best players in the league on your team. So the Chargers win this one handy. What a season of Bengals. Clap it up for them. Then you got the Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens, see ya. We won't see you anytime soon either, Lamar. Baker wins it. And yeah, so we'll get to the matchups, but it looks like it's going to be Bills, Chiefs, and Chargers, Browns.
All right, let's move on to the NFC now. Buccaneers get my bye as the 1 seed. Then we got a great matchup. I love this matchup. 49ers football team. It just reminds me of a few years ago in the rain. It's just so bearish. And so, Cringy will be on his couch rooting his 49ers on as they play the football team. That's our first cringy reference in months.
In Washington.
Yeah, in Washington. It's going to be so bearish. And so, but the 49ers will win this game as they are the better team, and they'll finish with a better regular season record than the football team, which will probably change their name by the time this actually happens. Rams at the 2 seed at SoFi Stadium, which is where the Super Bowl is being played. Cowboys, I think they handle the Cowboys pretty
So Matthew Stafford wins a playoff game, ladies and gentlemen.
I think Stafford finally wins a playoff game. Packers, Vikings, I think Vikings upset them. I think they split the.
What are you saying?
I think they split the regular season series, and the Vikings get the better of them in the playoffs. Because I think the Viking team is really good, bro. Like, I don't know why, but I think it's really good. Shoot.
That just made me sick to my stomach, but I'll try to deal with it. All right.
Oh, why do you like the
First round matchup? So I got the Packers with a bye advancing because they're the 1 seed. So they obviously advance. The Cowboys playing Matthew Stafford. Can Matthew Stafford get his first win ever? No, he cannot is the answer. The Rams lose to the Cowboys. Mitchell Taylor, shout out to me, picking the Cowboys, your team, to beat the Rams in Dallas. Matthew Stafford still cannot win. And then we got the Niners playing the Panthers. Sam Darnold coming all the way to Santa Clara, California. But no, he cannot do it. George Kittle has an amazing game. Raheem Mostert, JaMychal Hasty run all the way through him. And the Panthers are sadly eliminated, but great season for them. And lastly, the Bucks and the Cardinals. Upset of the season.
What?
Cardinals are going to beat the Bucks. You guys all thought I was going to go all cringy style with 3 straight shock picks, but nope. The Cardinals beat the Bucks. And my main reasoning for this is let's throw it back all the way to the 2019 season. We saw the same Tom Brady struggle a little bit, but still win his, make the wild card weekend. And guess what? They ended up losing to the Titans at home. Logan Ryan picked him off. Titans won. I think the Bucks lose to the Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray has the game of his life. And we will see an NFC divisional of Packers, Cardinals, and Cowboys, Niners.
I think it's a fair rationale. All right, here we go. The divisional round predictions. We got AFC and NFC on the screen, but don't look ahead.
Yeah,
Chiefs
don't cheat.
versus Ravens. Yeah, do not cheat. Mahomes versus Jackson. Mahomes wins it. Chiefs advance to the AFC Championship. Now we got Allen versus Mayfield. This is gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be a 2-score game, maybe 1-score game, but the Bills will come out victorious, as I think they're the better team. But shout out Browns, because I think if they weren't playing the Bills, they might win this game. But if they weren't in the AFC, and then NFC, Bucks Vikings. Bucks get to face the Vikings here, which I think is a worse team than the Packers. And so Bucks beat the Vikings and head to the NFC Championship for back-to-back years. So the city of Tampa is on fire, and the Rams continue their luck, or not luck, but they continue their streak, and they beat the Niners and either Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance and advance to the NFC Championship. So we got a Bucks-Rams matchup, and we got a Chiefs-Bills matchup.
So now we have my divisional matchups. Oliver had us losing, but we'll get to that. So first we got the Bills playing the Chiefs in the AFC Divisional in Buffalo, and I have the Buffalo Bills finally avenging the Chiefs. Last year in the 2020 COVID season, they lost twice, once in Buffalo, once in the AFC Championship in Kansas City, and unfortunately, Buffalo will get the revenge and beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, has a little bit of a down year, as we talked about earlier, and it comes to an end in Buffalo in the AFC Divisional. The other is AFC Divisional. What a matchup this is. Chargers versus Browns. And I know you guys are cheating looking at the NFC. Please do not. We'll get to that. The Chargers, though, in SoFi. Oh, my goodness, what a game this would be. But let me explain it. The Browns are going to win this. Baker's going to have a great game. Austin Hooper's going to have a great catch. But I'll explain it. In the second year, Lamar Jackson, he lost in the playoffs. But he had a great season. Patrick Mahomes in his first MVP season, he lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship. So I think that Justin Herbert is going to feel the same. It's going to be an amazing season. Josh Allen in his first amazing season lost in the AFC Championship. Hey, so it's going to be the same thing for the Chargers. So don't worry about it, Chargers fans. You will be back if there is any Chargers fans. Browns win.
I don't think you guys exist.
Browns, Bills, AFC Championship. But Chargers, what a season they had. NFC Championship, NFC Divisionals. Packers beat the Cardinals. Kind of the battle, that 2016 amazing matchup we saw in the NFC Divisional. Larry Fitz, Jeff Janis got a helmet. But yeah, the Packers get revenge on them this time. Beat the Cardinals pretty good. They're staying undefeated at this point. They'd be 17-0 or 18-0 right now. And then the Niners lose to the Cowboys in Santa Clara. Dak Prescott comes all the way over and beats the Niners. And I am a Niners fan, ladies and gentlemen. But I just think with the quarterback situation, with a rookie QB, you cannot make the AFC Championship or the NFC Championship. I mean, I'm sorry, but we're not good enough yet. I will 100% be rooting for the Niners in this game. But I'm telling you now, don't be alarmed when Dak Prescott, who actually has experience, beats Trey Lance, who's in his first year in the NFL, in this huge, pressure game.
Yeah, respect and unbiased. All righty. And now the AFC and NFC Championship games, respect. We got the Chiefs Bills. The Chiefs continue to be the best team in the league this year, and they go and move on to the Super Bowl as Josh Allen falls again to the Chiefs. And then NFC Buccaneers look to have a repeat of the same matchup, but Matthew Stafford continues his playoff run and says, no, no, no. And we got a Chiefs-Rams matchup in the Super Bowl, which would be electric.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL Championship games. The Bills taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Buffalo Bills take it in Buffalo and remain perfect in their season, in their dynasty, in their quest to win it all in Buffalo for the first time ever and take a championship home to Orchard Park. The Bills beat the Browns. Browns fans, you'll be back. Don't worry about it. But Bills make the Super Bowl. First time back since the 90s. And in the NFC, we got the Packers playing the Cowboys. Rematch of the famous Dez Bryant game. And the Packers stay undefeated. Go 19-0 at this point.
Packers somehow don't lose an NFC Championship game.
Somehow don't. They let Rodgers get the shots. And they're playing the Cowboys. So Packers-Bills is my Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. And now we will see Oliver Marber.
We got the word predictions. All right, it's a lot. I know it's a lot of text. Got the music, please. So MVP, I got Josh Allen. Bills leads Bills to the 2 seed and just has a phenomenal year and gets even better than he was last year because that's what his career trajectory has been so far. Just better each year. Offensive rookie year, Kyle Pitts Falcons gets a lot of targets now that he's like this. He's gonna be the second most targeted player on this team. He's gonna have a monster year for a monster player. Defensive rookie year. It was a harder one for me, but Jamin Davis, I don't know how to say it. Jamin Davis from the football team will win defensive rookie of the year because he's going to lead the league in tackles this year. And then offensive player of the year, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the league from the Panthers. And the defensive player of the year, it's going to be the best defensive player in the year. Defensive player in the game, which is Aaron Donald from the Rams. Comeback player of the year is going to be Dak. After going down with the nasty injury, he's going to have a great season and lead the Cowboys to the playoffs. And coach of the year is going to be Vic Fangio of the Denver Broncos, who are going to be back in the playoffs after a drought.
Interesting. I agree with a lot of those. For me, MVP, Justin Herbert. I mean, dude, we've seen the same repetition. Second-year players balling out in this league. We saw it with Kyle last year. We're going to see it with Justin Herbert this year. We saw it with Mahomes, and we saw it with Lamar. We're going to see it with Herbert. He's going to win MVP, ladies and gentlemen. What a first year he had. What a second year he's going to have. He's going to lose to the Browns. He's going to fall a little short. But, I mean, dude, this guy's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. I'm telling you right now. Justin Herbert is your MVP in 2021. I mean, in episode 50, whatever, of CO Sports Talk, we're going to show a flashback of this. So, yeah. Offensive player of the year is going to be Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's going to have a year. He's going to carry the Bengals all the way to the playoffs. And, yeah, just love the dude. 25 years old. Yeah, good guy. Defensive player of the year, Miles. Oh, yeah, good guy. Kind of, yeah, whatever. Offensive player of the year, Miles, or not whatever. Okay, we'll cut that out. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. I mean, dude, this guy is getting better every year. He had a little hiccup year when he got in a little scuffle with Mason Rudolph, but ever since that, he's been a baller. Had an amazing season last year. I think he's going to be great next year. Lead the Browns all the way to the AFC Championship. And yeah, good for Myles Garrett. Offensive rookie of the year, Davis Mills. The guy is frankly a baller, I think. And he's going to, I said it earlier, he's going to play 10 games for the Texans. He's going to play really well. They're not going to win much, but he's going to show that he's the truth. He's a franchise QB in Houston. It's a hot take alert. But if this comes true, dude, I am a beast. Defensive rookie of the year. This one isn't as much as a hot take. It's Patrick Surtain. In his first preseason game ever, he had a pick six. Yeah, so I think this guy's a baller. You have the Broncos going far. I have them being pretty solid, not making the playoffs, but being good. I think that we all agree their defense is going to be great. So they're a defensive-minded coach. I think Surtain's a beast. Comeback player of the year, I agree with you. It's Dak Prescott. I have them making the NFC Championship. He's going to ball out. Yeah. And coach of the year, Brandon Staley. If the Chargers are going to go this far, going to be that good, it's got to be Brandon Staley in his first year.
Yep, I like that pick too.
Whoa, before we get to that. Oliver Marber, who do you have? Winning the Super Bowl.
In the matchup of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Rams, I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Los Angeles Rams in their home stadium in Super Bowl 56. Patrick Mahomes gets Super Bowl MVP as he wins his second ring in 3 years. And then my prediction for halftime performer, which will be announced, in the coming months. Dua Lipa just has a big hit with Levitating. Has some other big hits like Don't Start Now and One Kiss and stuff. So that's my pick. And now for Casey Hornbeek's Super Bowl winner in his matchup of the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers. He has
the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers does it for the first time since 2011 and brings the title back home to Green Bay, and they go 19-0, 20-0, whatever it is, with the 17 games.
So they get their perfect season.
Yeah. They get a perfect season. They beat the Buffalo Bills, and they win it all, and this is going to be one of the best Super Bowls ever. Dude, it's going to be in LA. You're going to have two of the best fan bases ever. All those people that are used to being freezing are going to go to LA in February, the green and the blue of Buffalo and Green Bay. And all I can think about while making this prediction is 5 times these Buffalo Bills fans are going to have to see their team lose in the Super Bowl. That is sad.
That's true.
Yeah, Bills fans, keep your head up. You have a young QB, so don't worry. And my
Yep.
Super Bowl halftime show performance prediction is Drake. You know, they normally don't like to put rappers as the main guy, but Drake is so popular, even old people know his music. So yeah. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers, dude. Love the man.
Just love them, man. So there you have it. It's our full NFL predictions. We gave you everything. I know this is a long episode, but I'll put timestamps in for everything, so you know where to skip to. If you want to skip to your team's division, if you want to skip to the awards, I'll put it all in the timestamp. If you want to skip to Super Bowl winners, I don't recommend it, but go ahead. I'll put it all in the description. So go ahead. But yeah, I think this is a really good episode, one of my favorites to make, and I think you agree with that. So yeah, we really enjoyed making this one.
Facts. I mean, we started making this at like 8:30. It's 11 o'clock right now. I mean, yeah. Also, context about trivia. You know, we're gonna start. I think maybe next week or 2 weeks from now, we're gonna film that in
Right.
person. So if you want to be on that, hit us up.
I put a poll on our Instagram for if anyone wanted to participate, and 100% said they want to participate. 13, we get 29 story viewers and only 13 voted, which is a little disappointing, guys. But 13 said they would be down to participate. But 3 of them are me, you, and the Steel Sports Talk account. So really 10 people.
Happy five.
Yeah, that's good to know that you guys would be game to do it again, and we are too. So, but we'll catch you guys next time. We'll keep you updated on when the next trivia episode would be.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys.